let's talk about one of our favorite Scotsmen. And no, not Graham Gano. He is Scottish as well. But I mean the Scottish Hammer, Jamie Gillan, who went from being the scourge of Rob and I.
Especially you.
Oh,
God. Never seen a man hate.
You know what? I think it was still validated. I do. I think it was validated the hate because the man just sat there and just he thought the game was kick the ball as far as you can, regardless of position, regardless of corners, regardless of anything like that. You know. But he learned a lot this year. I feel like I really do feel like he's came into his own. Keep in mind, he's still 26 years old, so he's still somewhat young. Keep in mind, he didn't grow up playing football. He was playing.
I was about to say he's a rugby player, which is a different sport. Granted, they kick the ball like that, but it's a different sport.
Yeah, they do. So like I said, he's still 26 years old, 6'1", 270 pounds. 207 pounds, not 270.
That'd be amazing.
Like the Jerry Lorenz of punters of. Crazy thing is, I would say Rob, take a stab at how many punts you had last year, but you got the notes in front of you. I'm not going to let you cheat like that. I think
over under 100.
It's close to there. 95 punts last year, guys. 95 punts. That's absolutely insane. He also kicked a field goal at one point when we were running out of kickers because we ran into kickers on a regular basis there. But that's like almost 6 punts a game, guys. That's a lot of punts. You want to talk about how inept our offense was? Hello, there's the evidence right there. And thank God Jamie Gillan was probably the most improved Giant on that roster last year. Because if he wasn't, and he played the way he played the year before, oh my.
It would have been a way longer season.
Yeah. 46 yards per punt, 42 net yards per punt. So do the math. It's not very difficult. That's averaging 4 return yards per punt. You're doing your job as a punter and as a punt coverage team if you're only allowing 4 yards per punt. That's not bad.
No.
What's interesting, though, is yards per punt was down by 1 yard last year. But he also focused on location so much more than he had on power the previous year. His net yards per punt actually went up by 3. So he was 1 yard shorter on his kick. But the end position and how much yardage between the return and the punt went up by 3. That's what I mean by what I say. He was a guy who was really focusing. How many drives have you seen end within the 3 yard line? It's not something you don't see, guys. You know, and that's the difference sometimes of 4 points in a game, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown.
Correct.
4 points can make a huge difference in a game, guys. 36.8% of his punts were within the 20 yard line. What we complained about the year prior at that point, 22, every single one of them in the end zone, in the end zone, in the end zone, in the end zone. It was insanity. 36.8 punts. That's his career best. His touchback percentage went from 12.2% in 22 down to 4.2 in 23, guys. That's a massive, massive difference. The return yards went from 347 yards that on punts being returned that were kicked by him in 22 to 283 this past year. That's a pretty significant drop. But what's really more amazing is he also punted the ball 21 more times this year than he had the prior year. So they gave up 347 yards in return yards on 74 punts in 22. Just 283 on 95. And a lot of that, honestly, and I know it's not a one-man thing. Like, there's a coverage team. There's other aspects of that, guys. Don't get me wrong.
It's also the placement.
It's exactly that. Exactly that. He was punting, not just kicking the crap out of the ball.
Yeah. Let's be real. Like, we talked about it 2 years ago. What did he do? Straight down the fairway. Listen, he's playing golf. If he was playing golf like the other, Scottish sport, yeah, fantastic. Now he's angling the ball, putting in hard placements for the return team to actually get yardages out of it. And then, which obviously helps his number, plus with our, other team, the other guys in special teams helping stop them.
Yeah, like I said, the coverage team gets some of the credit for that. I'm not trying to give it all to him, but you saw the difference in the placement. It was pretty obvious that a lot of that was him.
There was angles. He had angles.
Exactly. Angles. He's also got legs. We'll keep on doing ZZ Top for every segment today.
Thanks for days.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.